All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Light Materials and Control webinar. We're here to tell you all about our new 2026 Modern Forms fans. So a quick introduction. I'm Jordan Scott. I am the trainer here at WAC Group, and that means that I help create product training across all of our products, primarily focusing on our smart products. And then I also help give training here at our Dallas showroom since I'm based locally here in Dallas.
Hi, everybody. Excited to be here. My name is Alex Ostrovsky. I'm the Executive Director of Business and Product Development for our smart fans. I predominantly focus on ceiling fans here at WAC Group, sales and product development. Thanks for joining us this afternoon or morning if you're on the West Coast.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I am going to start off the webinar by going through some of the exciting updates to the technology behind the fans. So the Elite series of fans, which includes the Radiant, Chill, and Crown fans, is our new series of fans, and it comes with new controls as well as new LED features. So I want to go over some of those before I hand it off to Alex to talk through the details and specs of the products. So first off, let's look at the controls and electronics. So for the Chill fans, we've introduced a universal voltage input, which is exciting because it means these are compatible regardless of where they're installed. So that kind of opens it up to a more global audience, which is, I know, something that is exciting as we expand. We've also redesigned the receiver, and this goes for all three of the fans in the Elite series. And so this now means they use standard wiring, which makes installation a lot faster and cleaner. We've enhanced the signal reliability and responsiveness, which kind of speaks for itself as to why that's a good thing. And all three of these fans are now integrated into the MyWAC app. And I'll share a little more detail about that as we go, but this app is where WAC Group is consolidating all of our smart products. So as we develop this app, you'll have one place to go for all of your products. And so this is something that we're introducing with this first series of fans. We've also updated the controls for the fans, the remote and the wall station, and I'm going to dive into those details with our next slide. So for these remotes and wall stations, there's two options, one for the fans that come with a downlight and one for the fans that come with both a downlight and an uplight. So two styles depending on the controls that are needed. And some of the options are familiar, like we have the breeze mode button when you want that fluctuating speed for more natural airflow with your fan. But we've also added some new options, such as a dedicated power button that will simultaneously turn off and on both the light and the fan. And what's great about this power button is that it's going to remember the state your fan was in when you turned it off. So the next time you come back and turn it on, if your downlight was on and your uplight was off and your fan was at a high speed, the fan is going to go exactly back to that same setting when you turn it back on with that power button. But you can also independently you can independently adjust the intensity of the light with the uplight and downlight as well as the fan. And because these fixtures have more advanced LEDs in them, we have a dedicated CCT toggle switch, which will go between 5 different CCTs. The remote also uses AAA batteries, which is great for ease of swapping those out. And all in all, we think this is a really exciting improvement to these remotes. So what I want to spend a little bit time on focusing is the LED lighting technology. So I mentioned that CCC button. Well, these lights have tunable white technology in them, which that means you can adjust the color temperature of the light anywhere within a set range that the LED is capable of. So for these fans, that's a range of 2,700 to 5,000. So they can go anywhere within this spectrum, and totally adjust depending on your activity, the time of day, your mood, whatever you want to set the tone for, you can adjust your lighting to match. That can be very comfortable for your lighting. It can help with design features in a room. If you have a room with lots of warm tones, maybe wood floor or maybe, rich, warm drapery or sofa, you can adjust the lighting to really draw out those colors by using a warmer toned light. Or if you have a space that focuses on the cool tones, you can tone your light that way. It just depends on the space, on your mood, if you're trying to sit down and relax versus if you're working on a task such as kitchen prep or homework. So the tunable white technology makes your lighting incredibly flexible and comfortable. And how this applies to the fans is to control these. Obviously, we have the 5 CCT button. So you can use that to toggle between these options for a really quick and easy change of that color temperature. But this is where the My WAC app can come into play if you want the most nuanced control over this tunable white light. So the app has a slider. It can slide to any of those color temperatures in between 2700 to 5000. You can automatically turn your fan on and off, as well as the light on a schedule using the My WAC app. You can use the app kind of like a second remote. If you've got your phone in your hand and the remote's over there, you can always open up the app and use it then. So this is something that we are continuing to develop and expand and grow for these fans. So we're really excited to give you all of the flexibility that comes with the tunable white and the app that's designed to handle that. So before I pass
Hey,
it off,
Jordan,
yeah. Mhm.
we've got a really good question that I'd like you to
Oh,
go
yes, I
over
see
before we
from
jump in.
Ryan.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
plans to adjust the color temperature for circadian lighting. So that is absolutely something that we have built into the My WAC app. In the app, it's called a natural lighting setting. But what that means is just like circadian lighting, the light will follow the sun based on your location. So whenever you set up the My WAC app, it'll ask you to input your zip code, and it uses that zip code to place you and time the lighting to match. So a really nice use case for tunable white lighting.
we
Excellent. Are there other?
also
Mhm.
have a separate webinar that's coming at the end of April at this point to really go in depth in terms of my WAC app and how it integrates with everything that that Jordan just covered. So we've got a more in-depth training coming here in about probably about 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah. Katie asked a question about swatches of the wall plates finish.
We don't have anything at the moment. We're actually working on swatches for our fans at the moment, but it is the white that we currently use for our our current remotes and our current wall controls. But that's something we could potentially send like a plate or something out to you if that's something that you're interested in. We got a couple more questions
Mhm.
on point. Are we going to continue supporting and providing regular updates to the Mar Forums app? Great question. We have, 500,000 to, I don't know, 1 million users on the Modern Forums app. Since we launched the business in 2018, we will continue to service that app. The goal in the not so distant future is to allow customers to pick which app they want to use their fans with. Of course, we have the WAC Smart Fans as well. And here in the next couple months, we'd like everything to be under one roof, of course, if that's what the customer wants. Now, these new Elite series, they will not integrate or work with the Modern Forms app. So these are my WAC only. Does my WAC replace? Okay. I think I answered that, hopefully. It does not totally replace the app as of now. We have 95% of our other line that'll work with Modern Forms app. And in the next, like I said, couple months, if somebody buys an Elite and one of the existing models, they'll be able to use my WAC for both. Great questions.
Definitely. Any other questions before we start looking at the specs of the products?
And they do match the Lutron standard wall plate finish. So just to answer that question,
Mm.
nice, Elon. Um, Jordan, I know a decent amount about that. The question is, will my WAC app integrate with Elon or Nice?
Mm.
Uh, exactly. Edward answered it perfectly. We do integrate all of our fans right now through Abacus, which is an accessory you could find on modernforums.com in the accessories page. Same for the other question about Lutron, Homeworks, and Radio Raw will integrate through Abacus. So Abacus is a gateway that connects fans to many different integration partners. They're all listed on our website. Yes, and same with Crestron. So great question again. We'll also work with and Control 4. So we have a driver. Edward can answer that question in greater detail. It'll also work with Abacus, but we also have a separate driver that we could send. um, yeah, perfect. Perfect answer, Edward. All right, Jordan.
Yeah.
Take her away.
Okay. I think I saw one more question about marketing collateral for the Elite. I know that we do have some up on our brand portal, but we also, beyond the brand portal and the catalog, Alex, I'm not sure what else we're offering.
A lot of things are in the works right now. We've got video collateral. We've got CG videos that we're producing. So expect to see a lot larger push from us on the fan marketing side than the next 30 to 45 days.
Okay, I think that should wrap up the technology section of the presentation. And that means it's time to dive into the specifications of the products. So I'll pass it off to you, Alex.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. Once again, I'm really excited to be here. This has been, quite a journey over the last, 12 to 18 months, coming out with this new technology and the new designs. We think that we're positioned really well going into the year. So far, this has been another record-breaking year for Modern Forums. Last year was a record for Modern Forums. So uh, our ultimate goal is to continue to add value and to be that premier premium ceiling fan line that's within reach for end users. So, I mean, there's things that we could do that make the fans kind of unattainable or that lack that mass appeal. And that's something that we work towards is having things at a full range. And one other thing I'd like to add here is, we are fully vertical integrated in terms of a manufacturer. I mean, we manufacture the LEDs, the receivers, we manufacture some of the fans. We have our own testing lab. So when customers ask me like, well, how do you guys have, this kind of airflow, or how do you make sure that the fan produces enough airflow? We do it all in house, in large part. I mean, about 80 to 90% of what we do is in house, and it's part of the secret sauce behind WAC Group and our fan division. So, jumping right in, Chill. So, I'm pumped about Chill. We've got a promotion for our showroom dealers that's been going really well. This fan is actually going to be in stock. Um, I think it's in stock today. It's either in stock today or it's in stock tomorrow. So a big success there in terms of delivery. 54-inch. You see here it's got the three gently curved aerodynamic blades, just a nice visual presentation. The scale is precise. We've really fine-tuned the design here. Great performance, 6,300 CFM on high, perfect for spare bedrooms, covered outdoor areas. And then the other aspect of Elite is we've redeveloped our LEDs. So we've essentially doubled or increased the LED output by 80%. Something I've heard my entire life being in the fan industry, seemingly since I was a young adult. Fans don't produce enough light. Ever since they changed the rules on incandescence, I can't get enough light out of my fan. And it's not to say that we don't want you to sell recess and we don't want you to sell cove light and all the other things that we have through WAC, but there are occasions where you need a fan to do both. You need it to move air and you need it to produce light, and we've really delivered here. You'll see here also that the UMAP is $399, so that's going to be the online price, and our manufacturer's price that we mandate. Okay, moving on. I hope. Okay, Crown. So, Crown, it's a statement. This is a true beauty in person. The uplight glow, the alabaster. I mean, there's a lot going on here. It's designed to bring both performance and a decorative impact to a space. Like I was saying, it's got a striking alabaster light with soft brass accents and matte black or matte white blades, creating a warm architectural glow. We've got over 7,600 CFM on high, uh, over 3,000 delivered lumens. So, a big question I always get, well, Alex, it's got alabaster. That means that, it's going to diffuse the light. Well, not in this case. You still see the texture, you still see the veining, and it's a really nice combination that ties in our luminaire division with the fan division. And it's a really impressive fan in person. In fact, I just got an order. I couldn't believe it, but somebody ordered 50 of these already for stock at one location. It That one kind of blew me away, to be honest. But clearly, we've got a believer there. So that is the Crown. Moving right along. So the Chill. This is our other uplight series that we've launched for 2026. So what I have tried to do over the last couple of years is find ways to insert something more dynamic, insert some more beauty, some more texture into a fan. Fans could sometimes, even for me, look a little duplicative, look a little like everybody else. What we've added here is a striking decorative element with three optional diffusers: the K5 crystal, Spanish alabaster, and acrylic, which is our standard, uh, been a successful staple in modern forms. We've got a 56-inch version that delivers over 8,000 CFM, 64 over 9,000 CFM, so it moves air. Um, and again, here we've got an up and down light situation that produces over 3,000 lumens. This fan, it's kind of got it all available in white, black, and matte black with distressed coil blades. So the Select Series, we've broken up, are the Elite Series fans indoors only? Well, the Chill is wet rated. The other two are damp rated. When you have an uplight, there's really no way to get that outdoor, wet rating on a fan. Are there any other questions I need to go over now? Or just a lot of compliments I see mostly, which I appreciate. Um, the uh, the Select Series. So the Select Series is our core fan business with our current reliable technology, our CCT LEDs, and the way we've grouped things are Elite, our brand new design, Select, our line extensions for 2026. Smooth 5. So Smooth 5, we launched Smooth last year. Here we've got a 56-inch extension of the Smooth and the Smooth Flush, carrying over the same minimalistic design language with a slightly larger scale for broader room applications. So this would be good for a larger bedroom, a great room, or even outdoors. 56 is kind of a sweet spot for pergolas and lanais, especially when you've got a larger space. You put like three of these 56-inch fans out there. Available in four finishes: brush nickel, matte black, matte white, and soft brass with matte black blades. Despite its simple design, Smooth 5 delivers strong performance over 6,500 CFM on high. And we've also added this accessory rippled diffuser, which just gives it a more elegant look. That diffuser also works on the Smooth and Smooth Flush series. Bolo 62. We launched Bolo last year. This is an extension of that popular series. We've got the same minimalistic design language available in three finishes: matte black, matte white, and bronze, making it easy to incorporate in a wide range of interiors. The fan delivers near 7,000 CFM. Great light output on this as well. And it still maintains that clean, understated look. Again, what makes this fan stand out besides the minimalism is that classic flush mount called Pi that we've incorporated into the fan's downlight. So we're excited about Bolo. It's really starting to turn as a 56-inch, and again, this was brought in by customer demand. Would the diffuser attach over the light kit or replace it? Uh, oh, great question. Okay, on Smooth 5, it would replace it. So you wouldn't. What would come in the box is that polycarbonate lens that you would just discard at that point, and use that ripple diffuser. And this has gotten really great feedback in the field, so much so that we're going to incorporate it into the Radiant. We're going to make a larger one, and that'll be another diffuser option on the Radiant probably by June. All right. Size matters. As I've been joking, size matters a little bit less than it used to with the 56-inch edition. We have previously had the 65 and 84. This version brings the same bold design into a more versatile 56-inch format. So like I mentioned earlier, uh, oftentimes customers want like the same flow, the same kind of design language throughout the house. Like they'll do the size matters 56 in the outdoors, and then they'll do a size matters 65 in the great room, and then they maybe flow back into the size matters 56 for the master or the secondary bedroom. So I've seen a house with this kind of look, and this is still a very popular kind of in demand look with having the multiple blades. So really excited about the 56-inch, great performer, very good value, 429 without the light at the retail and 529 with the light. So that is Size Matters 56. Carve. Okay. There's a lot here. There's a lot here with Carve. We launched Carve last year. We launched it in matte black, matte white, and bronze. In the motor, black, white, distress koa, and dark walnut in the blades. This year, we've added two new, over the top finishes. We've got honey oak and white oak, and we've been out there selling here for the last, 2.5 months, and there is a built-in or built-up, demand and just a lot of energy behind the Carve right now. These are natural organic blades. We've added two new finishes on the motor with the soft brass and the antique nickel. And the combinations here are limitless, essentially. So you can build your own, fully customizable. You could do black with white oak. You could do brass with honey oak, antique nickel with white. That's what's so appealing about this product family. Great value, especially compared to other carved wood blades in the marketplace. The other feature here is the luminaire. So we don't have just like a basic light. We use, again, that pie flush mount with a very bright light kit, 1400 delivered lumens. So this is kind of the big coming out party for Carve. We, again, launched it last year, had some challenges, moved it to Thailand, moved it to this country, moved it back to that country. But this year and right now, this quite possibly could end up being one of, if not our best selling models. So we have a lot here. I mean, we've built on bestsellers. We've introduced new technology. We've got Radiant, we got Crown, we got Chill. It's just a really exciting time in Modern Forms. I feel like over the last 15 years or whatever, I've been in the fans. And every few years, there's like a clear leader. There's like, okay, those are the guys right now. And everybody kind of chases them. That's kind of how we're positioning Modern Forms. It's taken 5 years of just kind of consistently coming out with the right things. We feel like at the right price points and nailing the quality, the reliability. The receivers have been a big part of that. So 2026 is an exciting time. A couple more things. Let me jump off my bandwagon of soapbox here.
Alex, we had a question about when wood samples will be ready.
About 40-ish days, 45. So yeah, we're gonna have wood samples and metal samples on the Carve. We've finally cracked. After 8 years of being asked for samples, I finally cracked. Okay, a couple more line extensions. So we've got bronze and white oak. Bronze and white oak has been particularly popular in home decor, flooring. It's just a highly sought after look. Skylark being one of our top sellers, it just made sense to continue adding new finishes. No, Koa is not away. Koa is like it's a We just didn't add it to this presentation. It was an accident. But no, MB and DK is not going away. But yeah, that's the Skylark. We got it in the flush, the 54-inch downrod, 62-inch downrod, and there's been an extremely great response to this new combination. We've also, moving on, added it to the Zephyr series. So same theme here. Why not add a best-selling, new, exciting finish to our two best-selling models? We've done it with the Zephyr 52, 62, 72, and a 5-blade 62-inch option. These look great in person. I will also say that everything that you've seen here in this presentation is going to be available in the next 30 days. So that's also, just a great way to start the year going into the warmer months. Last but not least, so we've covered technology innovation, we've covered design, we've covered lighting technology and how we've enhanced that, and how we've got a variety of new features with tunability. Here we have kind of a nuts and bolts uh, engineering update. We've got the fan stabilizer, which is patent pending. Don't knock off my invention, please. This new technology is designed to eliminate sway, help protect both the fan and its surroundings. So it locks the fan into place so that it doesn't get cockeyed or swing and hit the ceiling. Some folks spend a lot of money on their ceilings outdoors, and this prevents that from happening. We've tested it, level 12 Beaufort test, which is essentially hurricane proof at about 85 miles an hour. It secures the installation. It's particularly useful, obviously outdoors and then in coastal areas. And here's the other beauty: it works on all Modern Forms fans. So it's just an accessory that you add for $40. Great, great upsell, and frankly, should go on every fan outside. Only Modern Forms fans should be sold outside, and all of those fans should have the fan stabilizer. And if we do that, then maybe one day I can retire. But I appreciate everybody, for joining us. We'll hang on for a couple seconds for questions. We hope you guys have a great year too. We hope 2026 is a much stronger year for everybody. When will this select series be available on the MyWAC app? I think it'll be available in between like 30 and 60 days. So it's not too far off. We've been working on it steady. So it's partly my fault for delivering fans on time, because the goal was to have, everything roll out at the same time, but it's okay. So it'll be about 30 to 60 days. We'll keep you posted on that. And then we'll also be sending out an announcement about the future webinar.
There's also a question about, are most of the models indoor only, or are there outdoor versions?
Great question. So all of our fans are wet rated with the exception of the uplight fans and carve. You can't do uplight and wet, and you can't do carve wood blades and wet. It's just not doable. So you kind of have to sacrifice um, that to be able to do those carve wood blades.
Then there was a question about whether any of the fans are available as a DC motor as opposed to AC.
If I'm not misunderstanding, so our fans are all DC motor, the LEDs are AC, and there's a conversion that happens in the receiver to make it AC, and then our new LEDs are actually DC. So they do have a built-in driver. That's how we're able to get 30 watts out of a relatively small-sized LED. But everything gets converted to AC. Edward, if you want to chime in any more on that, feel free.
Then there was one more question about a branded C4 driver.
We That's in the works. Right now, we have a C4 driver that is not branded. We are close to getting a branded and getting one approved, is my understanding. Edward, that might be another one that you can touch on because I think you're a little bit closer to that. Edward's our engineer, and he's in charge of our dedicated fan support team.
And then I saw a question from Jojo. So for the elite fans, the uplight and downlights can be controlled separately.
That's
Is
right.
yes. Is that the case for all of the fans from the Select series?
We don't have any uplight on select.
Okay, just the elite
Yeah.
series. Yeah,
So
but they
yeah,
are
we definitely
independent.
made sure to have that independent control, independent tunability, and even independent color temperatures. So where that comes in handy is having like a warmer uplight glow and then maybe having a different color temperature on the downlight.
And Monica asked about whether that can be done on the wall control. Yes, the wall control does have independent up and down light dimming.
Yes, we've got a separate wall control for uplight as well.
Ed, this is another
Yes,
good tech
the question
question.
is, can I use Abacus with just fans, no DMX
Yeah,
lighting? Yes.
the
Okay, Edward, you go
Abacus
ahead.
is called a DMX gateway. It was originally designed for DMX controlled lighting, but it was updated to handle fans, so it actually does not speak to fans in a DMX manner. It just communicates over IP and on the network. So I'll say the naming convention of the product is a little confusing, but it does not need DMX to speak to the fans. So Abacus is just a bridge to the control system itself, and you'll have controls of fan speed, light levels, CCT levels for the new hardware, but all the general functions in a seamless connection pathway through the DMX gateway to the respective control system. Correct. Yes, all the documentation for Abacus is based around lighting. It does connect in the same manner. It just shows up as really we're just introducing a motor device. If you guys need support on that, you guys can reach out to our fan support team and we can elaborate more on, I guess, all the key features of the Abacus Gateway when it comes to fans. We're also working on video documentation on how this works with different control systems. The one that we have the most access to is Control 4. So we actually have a video tutorial on Control 4 and the Abacus integration, including fans, if I'm not mistaken. But we are working on expanding that. I will assume that's related to Abacus. So Abacus itself, for every control type that you add. It is a device that you're adding. So for example, if you're connecting one fan and it is a motor and a light, you're adding two drivers, I guess you could say, onto the home automation system. One driver for the motor control, one driver for the light control, and since we're introducing an uplight with elite fans, it is simply a third driver, same driver, but a third addition to control the uplight.
Can any fans with wood blades be used outdoors? If they're not exposed to the elements, if it's not on the coast or something like that where there's salt in the air, but like at my house, I live in Indiana and I've got a pergola out there. I I'm good to put wood bladed fans out there. But if I lived by the water, I wouldn't do it. It's one for you, Edward, uh, who provides Abacus integration for Crestron.
Uh, we do. It was built in-house with a partner company. But as far as where you can buy the Abacus Gateway, that is purchased through normal dealer channels. So all of our dealers, and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, for WAC Modern Forms, do have access to the Abacus Gateway through their normal purchasing channels.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the Abacus is available to all of our distribution partners. Monica, will Carve have coastal finishes in the future? Man, you guys like know the playbook before it's even written. We do have what's tentatively going to be called Carve Coastal coming in June. If not in June, in January. I'm trying to get it done for June. So yeah, we're gonna have a new coastal product. Right now we've got the wind and stainless steel. Carve Coastal's next.
And Crestron Home, not custom Crestron. Yes, the new and or relatively new Crestron Home platform, which is recent into the marketplace, is available for integration through the Abacus Gateway. So we offer custom home and sorry, Crestron Home and oh, actually, am I confusing something? Yeah, nope, never mind, I'm not. Crestron Home platform and what we refer to as Crestron Simple or their old legacy integration platform. So Home is the newer platform that is available for integration with the Abacus Gateway.
One more for you there, Edward.
Where do I download the drivers for the Abacus Gateway? They're actually built into the Abacus itself. So you simply it is more involved, but from a high-level standpoint, you connect Abacus to the network, and then within the Abacus built-in UI, you bridge it to the respective control system. Um, so, and as far as I guess the driver adding it to the respective control system, there's documentation within Abacus on which drivers you need to link. So all that lives within the Abacus itself and through the link that previously provided for Abacus documentation. The link is there. Those same articles are available within the Abacus Gateway. So when you connect it, that same information is available through the Abacus UI.
think that wraps it up, right, Jordan?
I think so. Thank you all so much for
Great.
being
Yeah.
here and for
Thank
all
you,
the great
everybody.
questions. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.